Hey guys, it's Beth Beer. If you're new, then a big welcome to my channel, and if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, then welcome back. It's been a very, very long time since I made a video, so I hope you've all been well. And today I'm going to be doing a very, very overdue pickups video for you guys. It's been like a year since I made a video, so I've decided to do a pickups video for you. So the majority of these pickups are actually raffle wins, so hopefully these are going to be interesting and I hope you enjoy the video. We'll start off with some retro. So the first one is a nice complete in box copy of Battletoads in Battle Maniacs for the SNES. So this is complete in box. Overall the condition's fine. There is some wear to the box, but honestly that doesn't bother me too much. So yeah, really awesome series, really good beat 'em up games, and I really do enjoy playing these. So really nice copy. So we'll move on to some Nintendo Switch pickups. We'll start off with Immortals Phoenix Rising. Now a lot of people have already played this. I've never ever played this game. I hear it's a lot like Zelda Breath of the Wild, so in all honesty I don't know if this is going to be my cup of tea, because I'm in that small majority of people out there that actually couldn't get along with Breath of the Wild. So sadly I'm not too sure, but I will still give it a go. I always, I try not to judge games too much until I sort of give them a go myself, so I am going to try this and see what I think. Next, we have Doraemon Story of Seasons. So this is basically a Harvest Moon style game merged with a very popular manga over in Japan, obviously Doraemon. So it's those two things merged together. Now, I quite enjoy sort of games like Harvest Moon. I think they're very chilled and laid back, and I think they're very sort of nice to play. Not too much effort is really required for stuff like this, so I think that it'd be fairly enjoyable. But I do believe it sort of got mixed reviews, so this could go one way or the other, but I definitely can't wait to play it. A lot of these are still sealed. They're relatively new sort of raffle wins, so I've not really touched these. I've mainly been playing some Xbox titles, mainly roguelike and roguelite games. So that brings me to my next game, which is a roguelike, Crypt of the Necrodancer. I played this back on the Xbox when it first came out, and it is a fantastic roguelike game. And one of my favourite things about this is it's actually merged with rhythm. So it's a rhythm game mixed with a roguelike, and it is absolutely brutal in difficulty, as you would expect from a roguelike game. So yeah, very tough game, but very enjoyable. Definitely a steep learning curve, but this particular version, which is obviously the Nintendo Switch version, comes with the DLC, so that's really nice. Final Switch game is one I've been after for a very long time, and that's Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Now the reason I didn't get this is on release it was quite pricey, and I wasn't really willing to pay the price at the time. And I won a raffle for £100 voucher for any game that I was after, so I decided to finally get this, since I think I only got one ticket and it cost me around the £8 mark. So I grabbed this when I won that particular raffle. I really love the concept of this, the idea of making your own tracks. It's just really cool, and at the moment I can't really set this up because the flat's so small, but I'm hoping that one day I can finally get around to setting this up, and I can't wait to actually give it a go. So that's that. Finally, we have a PlayStation 5 game. Originally this came out on the PS4, but they made it on the PS5, and that's Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. Now, I've heard absolutely nothing but good things about this game, and it is a fantastic open world action adventure game where you play as a samurai, and I just love the idea of this game. I think that this is probably going to be the next game that I actually play. Out of all the games I have, I think this is going to be the one that I actually start next, because I've been wanting this for the longest time. And like Mario Kart Live Circuit, this is another game that came out when it was launched at a very, very kind of high price tag. I think this was the high end of £60, edging towards £70. And these days, that's a lot of money, especially for me. So, you know, that's very, very hard, you know, in terms of, in terms of one game, that's high for me. So, again, I won like a voucher in a raffle, and I ended up with this game for next to nothing. That's basically the way I do things these days, guys. So that's Ghost of Tsushima. Okay, so next up we have one of my favourite raffle wins of the entire year. This is absolutely stunning. So we have this incredible Castlevania Anniversary Collection Ultimate Edition from Limited Run Games, and this is the Nintendo Switch version. So I'll show you guys the actual front, sides and back. So the front is just incredible. It's so detailed. We got the side, the back, which shows all 8 games that are on the collection, and then we have the other side. So this is absolutely gorgeous. So the games that are included on this collection are Castlevania, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, Super Castlevania 4, Castlevania Bloodlines, Castlevania Adventure, Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge, and Kid Dracula. So it is quite the collection. I think you'll find that the majority of the games are on this, which is really, really nice to see. And I'm going to try and pop a picture up somewhere above to show you guys what's actually inside this amazing collector's edition. So all in all, it comes with a Castlevania Anniversary Collection Bloodline Edition plastic clamshell. You get a physical history of Castlevania Book of the Crescent Moon, miniature replica box collection which features all 8 of the games on this collection. You get 3 retro box art prints, a Castlevania logo enamel pin that's really, really lovely. The enamel pin looks really, really good. You get a steelbook for the game. You get a soundtrack and a poster. And finally, probably the best thing about the collection is the shadow box, which you actually see in the front. And this actually lights up, and it actually plays music as well. So this is one hell of a collector's edition. I know a lot of people did actually have a moan about this collector's edition, saying that they included too much stuff that was to do with like the game art sort of thing, like too many pictures of the, you know, boxes and such. But I actually think overall it's a pretty nice collector's edition. Whether it's worth the price though is debatable. Now the thing is, I won it in a raffle, so I paid next to nothing for this, and I'm really, really happy to have this in my collection. So again, that's Castlevania Anniversary Collection from Limited Run Games. Really, really nice collector's edition. Really, really happy to add it to my collection. Okay, so moving on, we have some bigger raffle wins. We have a couple of games consoles next, guys. I'll start off with the most modern. So we've got an Xbox Series S. Now, this wasn't brand new and sealed. It has been used, but it is in decent overall condition. And it didn't actually come with the pad that is actually meant to come with the console. It actually came with something a little bit more interesting, and that's an Xbox Design Labs controller, which was pretty cool. It was like a custom controller. So that's that. Okay guys, so we got some Nintendo consoles now. This is an absolutely beautiful example of a Nintendo Entertainment System action set. Now, this has probably got to be the nicest box console I own, like retro box console that I own. It's in such beautiful condition, the box. There's, I mean, no way. It's absolutely stunning condition. Looks almost brand new. It's like a solid 8 or 9 out of 10. It is beautiful condition. Sadly, the insides are not quite as nice. Everything's there. The console, however, is slightly discoloured, which is a bit disappointing, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. Along with this, I actually won a couple of weeks later another Nintendo console, which I'll show you guys now. So the other one is actually a Street Fighter Super Nintendo Entertainment System. This is complete as well. The console in this one is actually better condition than the previous. However, the box does have quite a lot of signs of wear. So, especially this side and the top. A lot of wear on that one. But still really, really nice to have for the collection. 2 really, really nice systems that I'm really, really happy with. Okay, so next up we have one of my favourite wins all year, and that's this Japanese exclusive Spiced Orange GameCube with matching Spiced Orange Game Boy player. And to go with it, we also have a boxed Spiced Orange controller, which is really, really nice. And to make this even better, we have the Game Boy player disc, and it also came with a Swiss disc, which is absolutely loaded with games. There must be well over 200 or 300 games on this disc. So this is definitely one of my favourite wins of the year so far. We're down to the final raffle wins. So earlier on, when I was talking about the NES, I forgot to mention that it actually came with a game, and that's Zelda 2: The Adventure Link. I already owned a loose cartridge of this game, but it was in terrible condition. The gold was coming off. This one's boxed, but the box is actually really, really battered. The top's missing. It's very, very bad condition. But the cartridge, however, is brilliant condition, so it's definitely an upgrade from the one I already have. So I'm really, really happy to add that to my collection. At the beginning of the video, when I was talking about Switch games, I actually forgot this one, and that's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This game's phenomenal. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, it's definitely a must-have. Most of the Dragon Ball Z games are fighters, but this one is very different. This is actually an open world action RPG, and it does have fighting in it, but the fighting is very, very watered down. It's very, very basic mechanics. It's not as advanced as playing a Dragon Ball Z fighting game. It's definitely watered down, and that's because they focus more on the open world and the action RPG elements as opposed to the fighting. It's trying to tell more of a story, and it's fantastic. I originally played it on the Xbox One, and I'm really, really happy to own it across multiple platforms because it is that good. I love this game, so that's that. Final raffle win is this really, really cool set of Zelda Skyward Sword Joycons, which I'm going to put on the first ever Switch I bought, which was the one with the neon Joy-Cons. I'm actually going to take them off and replace it with these bad boys because these are really, really awesome. Won these in a raffle, brand new and sealed. Really want to use them because they are really, really nice. So the final part of the video now is going to be a couple of things that I've picked up. These aren't raffle wins. These are things I've bought myself. So, sorry guys. I sound really, really bunged up. I've been poorly. I've had a really bad cold, so please excuse me. I sound really, really bunged up in this video. So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know. So the first game I'm going to talk about is one that was on Game Pass for absolutely ages, and I'm kicking myself for not playing it because I waited and I just did not play it, and they removed it off Game Pass. So I went and got a physical copy of it. It was really, really cheap. I believe it cost me less than £10, and that's Hades. It's an absolutely fantastic game. Really, really good roguelite. I've been playing it non-stop. I've really got addicted to it. I think over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've put a lot of hours into it. I'm really, really gutted. I was doing a run through on it the other day. I got near the end of the game. I believe there's 4 parts, 4 like areas, and I got to the end of the 3rd area and died. But each run I seem to be doing, I seem to be getting better and better. Obviously, this game is considered more of a roguelite rather than a roguelike, because when you die, you do sort of carry over some stuff that's really going to help you. You get stronger each time you sort of do a run through, so it's not as brutal as some of the other games out there. So yeah, really, really enjoyable. Love this game. Highly recommend this game. I'm sure most of you have played it by now, and if you haven't, then you really should play this game. It's really fantastic. We have Clana. This actually comes with Clana 1 and 2. 1 was on the PlayStation 1 and 2 was on the PlayStation 2. They're friggin' great games. Really, really highly recommend. The updated visuals are absolutely awesome. Great game. Really happy to add it to my collection. And finally, we have a bit of retro to end on. So I got one PC Engine game that I've been after for a while. I got a really, really good deal on eBay. Managed to get this for a little over £30, and I believe this game can sell for anywhere between like 50 and 80. It's not high end, it's not low end, but for £30 odd, I'm gonna snap this up when I got the chance, and that's Kadash. So there we go. Really, really awesome. Happy to have that in the collection. And finally, this is a pickup that was actually given to me. It was gifted to me. So I don't actually have a Philips CDI, but this is really, really nice to have. Even though I hear that this game is actually dreadful. And I've seen parts of the game, and I can confirm that it is actually dreadful. So we have Zelda for the Philips CDI. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, apparently it's atrocious. There was 2 versions of this particular game, one where you could play as Link and one where you could play as Zelda. And I have the one where you play as Zelda. So, yeah. That's that. So the last item I have to show is very, very special. My favourite game series, or one of my favourite game series of all time, is Bioshock. The one day I was scrolling through Etsy and I came across a seller that sells mini dioramas from video games, and he actually handmade a Bioshock diorama, and I could not leave it. I had to buy it. It was so incredibly detailed. This thing is absolutely incredible, and I'm in love with it. It's just so detailed, and the seller's so talented. I absolutely adore this. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have already seen pictures, but here it is. A mini scene from the actual game. It's very, very, very detailed, and this will not do it any justice. But there we go. So the little picture over here actually says, "Light them up, security bullseye." And when you press the button here, the whole thing lights up. And it's absolutely beautiful. As you guys can see on the wall, it says "We will be reborn," which is actually written on the wall in the game. It's got the little doors in the game, the little security doors. It's got the little, vents that the little sisters crawl through. It's just so detailed. Even like the lights at the top, just the style of everything, the water, the broken pipes, just every little detail in this thing is absolutely incredible, and it looks fantastic on display. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I haven't made it too long. I know certain people prefer it if my videos are a little bit shorter, so I tried to keep it short and sweet. So I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care of yourselves.